about it. We watched the film yesterday, and so now today, you can close it. Today we are ready to have our second Socratic seminar where we discuss the scene to make sure we have a full understanding of what's going on and to kind of connect the topics or issues in the scene to our lives today. Okay, so remember the goal of this Socratic seminar, this class discussion, is for everyone to participate. That's what makes a good discussion. And I felt like you guys did a really nice job last time. So I would say the same rules apply. To get full credit, participation credit of the discussion, you need to share your opinion, not just agreeance, your actual opinion, I would say 2 times at least in the seminar. But then if you are not ready to participate or you don't quite get the opportunity to do so, there is a chance to make up those points in the reflection. Okay? So I have several questions that I can ask, but then I definitely want to open it up to you guys if you have any at the end. So we'll just kind of get started then. So, Act 2, Scene 2, the balcony scene that we just read, is known as one of the most famous love scenes in all of time. And you know, this was 400 some years ago. So my first question is why do you think that this love scene is one of the most famous love scenes in all of literature? In all literature in 400 years, why is this one of the most famous? What do we think? Go ahead, Emma.
I think that's like one of the most famous love scenes because like Shakespeare portrays how they feel so well in what they say. Because it was, okay, before it was like the movie and stuff, it was a play. And in that play they didn't have like the kissing and stuff. Like it wasn't in that, like the movie producers put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
But even without the kissing, we could tell that Romeo and Juliet felt so deeply about each other, even just through the one night, which is crazy.
Right, okay. So the crazy aspect probably definitely plays into it as well. Rainey, I think that's what you're hearing.
There's one like famous love story because like of how it ended. Like it ended with them like dying because like they loved each other. They like the reason why it was famous is because that everybody was maybe inspired by it.
Yeah.
You know, this might be obvious, but it's because Shakespeare maybe wrote it and it's history and Shakespeare's like one of the best writers. Maybe that's why it's famous.
Okay, so by association is, yeah.
Probably because, like, they fell in love so fast, and, like, it was, like, one night or whatever, and...
They're so bizarre that everyone talks about it, you know, gets a reaction out of people, and so that is what makes it, people still talk about it today, clearly. Yeah, Peggy?
I think it's like what Taylor said, partly because like Shakespeare already was so famous, so it kind of became famous with him, but also the way he compares things, like certain things to other things, it's like different from other writing.
Yeah, sure. Rainey? Sorry, Weston. Oh, I didn't see. Weston, go ahead.
I think they're probably like the biggest love scene because like the love, like how they express their love for each other is like so deep and stuff, and they express their love like in many different ways.
And like today, love scenes that we watch, how do people express their love in movies? Like, do they don't speak like Romeo does, you know, with all of his metaphors and comparisons. So, yeah, go ahead, Aiden.
And like how the two families like don't like each other, but yeah, those two people still like love each other a lot.
So going against the odds, the feud. Yeah, Shayla?
Shows like how love was like different back then. Like these kids fell in love in like 2 days.
1 day.
Yeah, 1 day. Yeah, it showed them they didn't work different and stuff like that.
Really?
I think it's like a love story because like of their age, like they kind of like are so young, but like they know like what they want. So like
Yeah, the age is definitely shocking of her not quite being 14 and him being 16. Yeah, Macy?
I think like it's famous because there's so many different ways it's portrayed in so many different movies. So like no matter what movie you watch, you're still like knowing happened, so like, no matter what you're watching, everyone knows like how that plays out in this.
Is this scene, I've never seen Romeo and Juliet, is this scene in there? Have you guys seen Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, they're talking from like a, she has a toy castle thing.
Yeah.
She has like a castle, and she's like
not
on top of it, and Romeo's in a bush thing, hiding from her dad, like
They are
her
different.
dad.
And they're just saying like one
Do they plan to get married, like, is it,
They plan to like run away.
They run away.
Yeah.
They portray the same type of music.
yes, of course.
She does the shadows though. Cause they're like glass, you know, and they break.
Oh.
I've never seen it like that.
Gotcha. But yeah, I think that's a good point, like regardless of what movie you're watching, like you know it's the most important scene, but people interpret it differently. Okay, let's see. What changes would you make to this scene to make it maybe less cringy and maybe a bit more realistic?
I bet like you could change it by like not having them fall in love so fast. Like have them like a couple more days. Or like changing it to like making the way they met different maybe.
So maybe taking some time to get to know each other a little bit before rushing into it.
That was their names too.
Chandler?
Maybe not being like so like aggressively like quickly falling in love and like they go like right like I mean it's like it's all over one day. Like they're and
Right. And it's not even like, it doesn't even take a whole day. It takes, Romeo just looks at her and he says he's in love with her, goes and talks to her, kisses her, like it's in a matter of hours when they're planning their wedding. Emily?
I think that they shouldn't have jumped into a wedding so quickly. Like they could have, I mean, if they felt like that strong with each other, I guess like you can say that you're in love with somebody. I guess if you feel like that way, because if that's what they think love is, because they don't really have that much experience. But to jump into a wedding after not even a day in the middle of the night on a whim, I feel like that's a little bit extreme.
Do you think that there's an underlying reason why they decided to get married? It doesn't say it in there, but it makes me wonder, like, if it has anything to do with the family feud?
I feel like, I was thinking about this, when they thought to get married, her mother did tell Juliet, you need to think about getting married, and so that put that in her mind, so that's what she said to him, like, you should get married if your love is true. So I feel like that kind of planted that seed of like, we should get married.
No,
And
like,
she brought it up.
my mom said I need to be getting married. This guy loves me, I love him, let's get married.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like that. Okay. Julia?
I think that they want to get married so fast because it's like for their parents it'd be harder to like split them up once they're married. You know, because like marriage was like a really big deal back then.
Right, like we talked about, like the divorces weren't common. So do you think maybe like they don't say it, and a part of me wonders why Shakespeare didn't include that, but you know, maybe they were thinking this could help end the feud. But it could also make it worse. I don't know. Because they don't mention that at all. Like they don't say like, okay, what are we gonna do once we get married?
Yeah,
You know,
just,
like-
not tell our parents.
Right.
It's like, yeah, let's just
Which,
get
I mean,
married.
I know what happens, but, they don't plan it at all. It's very, very spontaneous, and that's something that you're definitely gonna wanna consider, you know, as we're talking about leading to their death. Yeah.
Marriage also like with like when she was like he wants to marry you, like think about that, like go talk to him at the party. Like she also could have not wanted to talk to him, and so she found Romeo instead and wanted to marry him and not like the other guy. So then he might act like she might be marrying him. Part of the reason because she doesn't want to marry
Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good reason.
So let's go ahead and, because we're on that topic, what can we predict as an outcome of their marriage? Like, they've just, the way the scene ended, Juliet's sending someone to him tomorrow, they're gonna start planning the wedding. And like we just said, they didn't talk about what's gonna happen next, but what can we predict is gonna happen? Because at this point, no one else really knows about it. The nurse kind of has an idea that maybe they kind of know each other, because she was the one who pointed out who they were, but otherwise no one really knows. Go ahead.
This is probably obvious too, but like their parents will probably find out, and then they're gonna get like really mad, and then maybe they'll like fight. Maybe they'll just fight each other or something.
So just bring about more fighting,
Yeah,
even though the princess banned it. Yeah.
maybe. That's
Weston?
what I think, so.
Like, I mean, like the opposite of what Taylor said, because like maybe they come together, like realize that they're not so different, like, or they love each other, so maybe like they don't fight as much or whatever, and they become friends maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what they probably secretly heard. Really?
I feel like the parents are gonna like try to separate them when they figure it out, and that's what makes them like left about it.
Because we know how it ends. So something, it's hard for me not to like spill. Does anyone, I forget, do any of you know how? Okay. That's great, I like it, the surprise is great. Go ahead.
Right? So like I think like they're gonna like be trying to get married, like someone's like gonna start a rumor about it, their parents gonna figure out how to get married.
Stop the wedding.
Yeah.
What's that line they say in the movies that they don't say in real life during the wedding? If anyone objects to.
Oh, yeah. Speak now, forever hold your peace.
I guess I've never been.
Yeah, I've never heard.
I've never been to a wedding.
Yeah, when they say that.
Oh, but now that you say that, I think in my marriage counseling, the pastor asked if we wanted that updated. I don't know if we just felt like, I don't think there's a need.
Okay.
I kind of, like, I agree, like, I kind of feel like once the wedding starts going, like, everyone, like, word's gonna get around or something, and then they're like, I don't know, I feel like they're gonna stay separate until, like, the last minute, and then they're gonna, like, just start fighting. That's all.
I think that, they're gonna like get married, and then instead of like the Montagues and the Capulet, like their parents going at each other for it, they're just gonna go at Romeo and Juliet. Like they're gonna get mad at them.
Yeah. Julia,
Well, this happens in like 5 days, right?
the whole play does.
Yeah. So I think that like something's gonna happen like really soon, like the next day after they like, you know, so they're gonna get married. Something bad's gonna happen that stops them from getting married.
I love that no one really, usually there's someone who kind of knows what happened. Go ahead.
I think that like something's going to happen that might stop them from getting married, but I feel like at the same time, the family, like people in the families might split, and like we should end up doing something like, no, these aren't right. You know, I feel like it's kind of split.
Yeah.
Like some people won't care, and some people will.
Yeah. Rainey?
Like, this is just like a thought, like Juliet's mom doesn't realize that that's gonna happen yet. She probably, like, what if she like rearranges a wedding with somebody else? Like, right before she's supposed to be married to Romeo. Like, that's just like a thought, but,
Yeah.
like, what if that happens?
That's a good point, yeah.
I
Go ahead, Macy.
It's just another thought, but, like, so Romeo's mom is like really caring and stuff, so like, what if the sides split, like his dad is against him for doing that, and he also supports him, and it just like tears things apart.
It just bothers me that they don't even think about that, like when they're planning the wedding here. They don't think like, well, how are we gonna do this without our families finding out, or how are we gonna tell them? They don't plan at all. It's all just out of love. Yeah, it's like I feel like how Romeo is like, love is what brought me here. Love is what will
Obviously,
protect
we
me.
should mature to get married.
He's, you know, pretty much saying love is gonna save us. Weston?
So like how the marriage could end, like it might be like their death that ends. I don't know.
Like after they get married.
Yeah, after they-
Yeah. Yeah, it's, you all are definitely gonna be surprised at how it turns about, and probably also, a lot of times I shake my head like, what were they thinking? Just,
I know.
but,
I think I don't know it all about
okay, who do you feel in this conversation in the balcony scene, this whole conversation between Romeo and Juliet, who do you feel like is in more control? Like, who's got more control over the conversation, and what examples do you have that can support that? Go ahead, Aiden, you're really excited.
I like Romeo because he's like so obsessed with her. Wouldn't get away.
Okay, so wouldn't leave, and, yeah, okay. Taylor?
I kind of feel like Juliet does, just because like she kind of sets like the standards, and like he's just like, I don't know, he's like all over the place, like just telling her how he loves her. Well, like she's like, you have to be like true and that stuff, and like she's just setting limits. I feel like.
Right, like, you must be serious about this. Oh wait, no, it's too rash.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you're serious about it, let's get married. Like, so, yeah, she definitely is kind of calling the shots in those different scenes, but also you can see how inconsistent she is. We women are so difficult. Really?
Yeah, I agree with Taylor. I think it's Juliet because she kind of like, she's saying stuff where Romeo's just kind of like agreeing with it and just going with it because he loves her. And she's just like, well, I don't know, do you actually love me and stuff? And he's just like, yeah. Like,
He's kind of game for whatever.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
I would say Juliet because she was saying like, what time should she send someone, and she was like just saying like, do you love me or whatever, and you were just saying yeah.
She's the one with the questions. She's kind of being the one who's being a little bit more, even though she's inconsistent, in our minds, she's kind of being the most realistic about it, even though. But she is a little bit. Yeah. Taylor?
I agree with all of them, like, cause she was saying, like, don't swear by the moon, like, you can't do this. But then Romeo, he was also more, in control of, like, she was saying, like, he was unsatisfied things, and so that kinda, like, made her, like, say, like, about the wedding, and then, like, his actions, he did do, like, when he climbed up the tree, I guess.
So, I mean, yeah, there is that side too. Like, there was times where she was like saying, okay, good night, like this is moving too quickly, but he was able to persuade her to stay so they could say they love each other again and, you know, draw it out even further. But, yeah. But yes, Juliet, I don't know. It just, again, shows their ages for sure, how she's just, tell me you're serious, you know. We're moving too fast, let's get married. And Romeo's like, yeah, all this. So on that note, I don't know, I saw this question, I think it was on Twitter. I know you guys are freshmen in high school, but based off of what you've seen with Romeo and Juliet's character, which one of them could you see, based on their personalities, not necessarily their gender, how they're handling this, who could you see yourself with more so? You know what I mean? Like, whose opinions, whose actions, who you could actually see yourself with. Yes. Yes. Regardless of gender, it's just how they're approaching this. And there was a whole Twitter conversation about it, and I just thought it was really interesting. I'm not trying to make it weird. I'm not saying any of you are going to marry Romeo or Juliet, but based on how they're handling the situation, who more could you see yourself with, or someone today, if you feel comfortable sharing them, I guess. Maybe we don't. Okay, so yeah, some people, you know, need someone to like push them back or bring them into reality a little bit, or, you know, not make it so gooey gooey. Like, Romeo might be too lovey-dovey for some people, like too cheesy. Like,
He's
quit it.
obsessive.
I don't
There's
know.
something wrong with him.
But then there's some people who, they need that constant, like, words of affirmation, like, okay, yes, you still love me, good. Tell me again in 5 minutes, okay, you know, like, you know, I don't know. I don't know, I thought it was super interesting. Okay, and then I wanted to talk about again, I brought it up But a lot of you thought, you know, it was really creepy for Romeo to go into her backyard and kind of follow to her window, watch her from the window. And, you know, everyone thinks that's him stalking, and like that's not okay. But then I brought up me and Mrs. Stark's scenario when we were in high school, you know, driving by to see if our crushes were at this house or they were at the pool. No, so that's my question, like, where's that line draw, you know, like, or is it just a difference in time? Go ahead, Lily.
Well, I mean, like, he like literally climbed a wall and went to her.
That was after.
He like barely knows her.
He barely knows her. And, you know, he doesn't know how she's gonna react, because I mean, they barely know each other, so she's been, I don't know,
Just weird.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Trying to call him who I'm really talking, Macy.
So I kind of get why he did that, because like, in the movie, he didn't know that it was Juliet's balcony, and he was just trying to get away from his cousin and his friends. So he didn't mean to like intend on climbing the wall and seeing her on her balcony. He just kind of looked at her and saw that it was her and started talking.
Yeah, see, I wondered, after I watched it for a third time yesterday, I wondered, if that did change your guys' opinions, because the movie does make it look like that he's running away from Mercutio and Benvolio, and that he accidentally pops into Juliet's. But when I read the script, I always took it as, he purposely went there, and just in the meantime, he's trying to keep hidden from his friends. But that's weird. Go ahead, Peyton.
I feel like it's a difference in time a little bit, because in that time it might have been like different, I guess, but I feel like you kind of draw a line and you don't, like she said, they didn't really know each other, and if they knew each other more and he did that, it would be a lot different than if he like just met her that day and like snuck up on her.
Yeah.
So I agree with like the end, it's definitely like, okay, so at the time, it does sound creepy to us, because back, like, people, like, nowadays, people do that and consider a stalker. But at the time, so, like, they didn't really have, like, nowadays, when we kind of stalk, it's like social media, like, it's kind of like that, like, he went over and, like, they didn't have social media back then, so, like, maybe back then it wasn't as creepy, but, like, to us it is, because, like, it's just a difference in time.
Right, I feel like it's also because of, if any of you have seen You on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's so many of those, like, creepy shows, stalker shows, and, like, that's what gets in our mind. And then, yes, with social media, but back then, they had to go see each other, to talk to each other. Believe it or not, when I was doing that my freshman year, I didn't have a cell phone. And so, yeah, I know, the horror. And so, I'd use my home phone to call them, or, we had to actually go see each other. And so, I do think that plays into it as well, but it's just always funny, like today, when we read it, everyone's like, oh, he's such a stalker, because that's just our mindset now with the world. And when I was in high school, that wasn't the mindset, like, it wasn't in my head, man, I'm stalking him, like, that's not at all. But you guys are probably like, no, you're a stalker. Listen.
Like fate and like free will can play into this, because like in the script, it, like he went there, like it was his free will, like he went there, it was his choice. But like in the movie, it's like more fate, because he like ended up there, I think, and so like that maybe changes, like it might not be so much of, I don't know, like he's stalking her or whatever, because it's fate.
Yeah. I was gonna see, based off of the script, because the movie can sometimes, change your opinions, but all it says is, all of a sudden it just says, outside Juliet's balcony, Romeo. And so, I don't know, that is of course like the last question that I asked was about fate and free will, but the script makes it seem like he went around to her back window. He just maybe didn't know that she was going to be outside on her balcony. At least that's how I interpreted it. So, did you have a last thought on what we're talking about?
Yeah, like we were saying, like it's kind of like in our mindset, but also, I'm trying to think of what I was going to say.
We kind of changed topics.
It was like, oh, he couldn't like go to the front door and like go see her. Like he didn't really like mean to sneak up on her, and like I don't think he was gonna go into her like room. But like even if he like knew she was gonna be out there, he couldn't go to her front door and be like, oh, I'm here to see Juliet, because like they're rivals.
Right,
So that was kind of his way of going to talk to her in secret.
yes. Because it wasn't enough for him, the conversation they had at the party, yeah. Okay, so we will end with our kind of our main overall topic with fate and free will, because again, you're gonna have to be able to discuss in your paper what you feel like the main message of the play is in regards to fate and free will. This specific scene, Romeo going to Juliet's backyard outside her balcony, them making plans to get married, what's mostly in control here? Fate or free will, and why, I guess? Go ahead.
I think it's free will because, I mean, I guess there was some fate on Romeo, like depending on how you looked at it, if it was fate that he got to Juliet's backyard and she was out there, if it was free will that he went to Juliet's backyard. But the fact that they chose to go get married so fast and that they chose to not think about it and that it was on the whim and stuff, I think that's a lot of fate.
Does anyone have justification to go against that? Why it's a little bit more fate? Go ahead.
Okay, so like Macy said, like when he was just trying to like climb the wall because he's trying to get away from his family. So maybe that was more fate because it actually ended up being Juliet's, like Juliet coming out of the balcony, and the fate that he had to like talk to her and discuss it. So maybe that's more about fate. So I don't think he would like she would come out.
Yeah. Do any of you feel like it could be fate at all just based upon the fact that maybe they feel like they have no choice but to get married because of the feud? Like they couldn't just date a little while without their families finding out and tearing them apart, or still total decision? I'm just throwing out options here. Go ahead.
I don't know, I kind of feel like if they didn't get married like so quickly, like if they ended up like just dating for a few days, I feel like the more people would have found out. So I feel like they just thought that like, okay, we're gonna have to get married because like we want this to get over quick before they all find out, and then the war starts.
Right. Yeah.
I kind of feel like, yeah, I see it like both ways, how it could be, if you will, but kind of see it how it's played.
Yeah, something real. I think that they like might have been thinking about that, but at the same time, I don't know if they were thinking about that. Like their families like tearing them apart because like they seemed it was so spontaneous and so like on a like whim, you know. So like I think that they weren't fully thinking about the food at the time, because I feel like they might have thought that like if they're oh yeah, I guess they're talking about like take away your name, but I don't think they really fully thinking about
Right.
them being extinct.
Just made a rash decision. But anyway, just something to keep in mind. You're going to have to be able to pull an example from the beginning, middle, and end of the play. So we've now read what I would consider the two beginning scenes. So just kind of where you're at, based off of them meeting at the party, them now talking in her backyard and discussing marriage. Just be thinking, you know, what side are you more on? Are you in the middle? There's definitely still more time because there is a lot more that happens in the last 3 acts. All right, any other questions or topics we want to bring up with this scene? Got a full understanding? Ask any questions? Okay, so everyone, now go ahead and get out your computers, and on Canvas it's called the second Socratic Seminar Reflection Question. So, when you're filling out the reflection, remember everybody has to fill out the top part, those top 3 questions, regardless of if you participated or not in our discussion. But then I want you to really think about, you know, your participation in today's seminar. You know, do you deserve to get full participation points and not have to answer the bottom questions? Or if you question it at all, they're there at the bottom for you to answer. Make sure you are answering all parts of the questions. There are students who lost some points there. And again, I really look at number 2, you know, what were your thoughts on the seminar? What was your favorite part to help with future seminars? Okay, so this is due at the beginning of class tomorrow. You have like 7-ish minutes now. 9, thank you. I can't always tell by the clock up there, because according to the clock, it is 6:17 up there. So anyway, I'll let you do that, and it is due at the beginning of class tomorrow. We're gonna get started with Act 3 tomorrow.
Excuse me, I didn't have this. I can pronounce those lungs were very difficult. That's something that would die or something.
No, remember when you took a compliment?
I did.